Hello Internet, welcome. Today we're going to continue our project with Hono.dev. If you haven't seen the previous video, I recommend you watch it just I don't know, on 2x and just make sure that you have some bearings on what we have here, which is basically a small server deployed to Cloudflare Workers, which is a serverless edge runtime platform for deploying JavaScript. And I think today we're going to add some authentication to this server because I wanted to see if we can actually have some crypto working here, like cryptography, not cryptocurrency. And specifically, I usually like using Firebase for my side projects, which means that let's actually open up a new one and let's call that Hello Hono. And we don't need anything fancy here. Yeah, and what we're gonna do with this, we're gonna try to have some basic, like the most basic auth. We're gonna serve Firebase UI and we're gonna send some JOT tokens to the server. And once we have them, we can test that we can actually validate tokens. And if we do, that means we have like a round trip of identity between us, our identity provider, and our server. Let's try to make this work. So I see the dashboard changed a bit since the last time I looked at it, but let's go over to build authentication. And how do I get started? Yeah, get started. And we're gonna just go with Google with nothing fancy. So let's enable that. Yeah, that's my private email. Sure. Oh, we can actually have SMS MFA. That's quite nice. I didn't know about that. We're not going to use that now, but that doesn't really matter now. And let's try to see what else do we want here. So project overview. I think we need to add a web app. Yeah, let's call that Hono SSR Cloudflare. I think that should do it. And we'll add the Firebase SDK in a minute to our script tag. Yeah, let's just go with this. To do add Firebase SDK products you want to use. Oh, that's not interesting. We just need this served on our front end, which is basically everything here. So we can just add this just about here. Let's maybe wrap this in a fragment. And let's inject everything. And I think this is valid HTML. So what gives? Maybe the JSX thingy here specifically isn't that good. I think that might just work. I'm not sure because we're injecting a script tag in our server. Let's just actually test if that just works. So yarn dev and connection refused. Oh yeah. So first of all, expected not found. But before that, I think we need to disable the caches. Watch the previous video if you want to understand why am I doing this. But apart from that, yarn Okay, so our JSX transpiler definitely does not know how to handle this, and it crashes magnificently. So import, oh, that's actually truly broken. Let's try again. Yeah, that is broken. Okay, so we'll try to understand where can we actually inject this. Do we have any kind of... Yeah, I think this is better. But this also seems to break everything. Yeah, this is definitely not compliant. How do we actually inject this correctly? Interesting. So this is our JSX renderer, and we are sending the full HTML page here. So we have to inject it from within this one. What can we do here? So we have our children, we have the title. Can we inject HTML correctly here? I mean, we can also try to serve this as a module, but I really don't want to do that. I want to actually like serve this completely like as a script tag and not think about it. Hono.dev. Let's go to the docs. I mean, okay, we have the docs anyway. HTML. And this is just HTML. Script tags. Yeah, no need for dangerously set HTML in HTML. If you write it here, it will not be a script. Okay, so let's just use that. So here in our link, we just need to inject HTML, then open our template. And yes, this is real JavaScript syntax. And then in here, we just add our string. This looks good. So that's it, I believe. Cannot resolve. Yeah, that's your problem, not mine. So here we have our Firebase config, and now we can have our Firebase UI. Installation. CDN, definitely. Localized widget, no, yeah, that's enough. And do we want to serve that everywhere? No, let's actually have an auth page, because we're adults, we'll have an auth page. App get. This is like the dirtiest hack ever, but sure. Yeah, so return, how's this? So definitely not. What we actually want to return is a fragment, and let's wrap that with brackets. I really want prettier here. Like I'm mad. Dev prettier. Oh, yarn and prettier. And let's actually configure this, because I'm sick of automatic prettier configuration. Run on save. Oh, this is much nicer. Okay, so now we can stop caring about anything here. So let's just inject our script tag. So this is the one, and so we have our script tag, which we maybe app get, and this is C auth c.render apparently. c.render. This is where the brackets go. So we have everything here that we actually want. And then we just need to inject our div, which is firebase auth container, if I recall correctly. And let's see how it goes. Yeah, so this is within our body. So welcome to my awesome app, sure, whatever. And we would actually want to configure this to work correctly. So, interesting. So in order to serve this correctly, I'd actually want to I'd want this to be in the head. I'm not sure if this will break the page or not. Let's actually just give it a try. So let's bootstrap our server. Should just work. Oh my god, this is getting annoying. Missing this types HTML helper. Well, don't import it from the types module. Be reasonable. But also, like, why is Vite breaking? I'm super disappointed from Vite. Anyhow, let's go to auth. And here we have nothing. Is it actually a network request that fails or not? Switching protocols, WebSocket. Oh, what? Timing? Yeah, so this worked, sort of. So we actually do need to figure out how to serve this correctly. But we can be lazy about it. And how can we be lazy about it? We just don't do it here. We have this in the head of the HTML page without thinking about, well, too much of like, we're gonna just litter the global scope basically. So a bunch of script tags. Then if we refresh and go back to the root, nothing still breaks. We have our JavaScript fetched, which we can definitely, by the way, cache, obviously. But that's not important right now. What is important is actually trying to figure out how can we mount this to our auth container here and have this actually render. So everything here is rendered. This is the body, and then we go to the child, and the child is coming from here, and that's the child div. If we have an h1 here, then it might, yeah, it shows up, which means we need to configure our script. And then for that, we just go to this documentation right here, and we say, we just yank this and run UI start. Yeah. So if we serve this again as HTML, backtick, and then paste everything here. And we just want the Google provider. We haven't done anything else. That's a const. God damn it. Sign in success URL. Import meta and how do I get the base URL in Vite? Vite base URL. Import meta and base URL. Yep. Import meta and base URL. Awesome. And let's try to figure out what else do we need here. So terms of service, nope. Privacy policy, nope. Use at your own risk. And now, if we go here and we go to auth, spell that correctly, auth, nothing. That's kind of annoying. What have I missed? Let's see. So script, text JavaScript, const var. Yeah, let's go with const UI again. This should just start, right? This is supposed to be just running. Do we shove this in the head as well? Yeah. This is just going to be my lazy solution for everything here. Not yet. I'm quite surprised. Let's see the page source. So the body is auth div firebase UI container. So the body looks okay. And we have our script tag. Let's just console log stuff and make sure we actually see this. So yeah, so UI started, maybe. And if we go to console, we see that you cannot use import meta env outside of a module. I see. So type module. Yeah, so this is just going to be type module then. Can't read properties, import meta env, base URL. Yeah, so this is what we're on about. We just want to serve like client-side code. How do I interpolate this? Can I just add this? Will this work? Unresolved. I wonder if this will just like magically work. Firebase not defined. So this is back to being text JavaScript. Auth 33. So this is quite annoying. I see. So this one here. So from wherever do we need, like we need to import Firebase from something. So const Firebase, require Firebase app. That's not gonna work. Initialize. Yeah, so let's go with module then. And then import what do we need? Let's see. So auth UI. What have I missed? Script, Firebase UI, auth.js. Okay, so this, I guess, let's try to like shove more stuff here, and that might just work. Maybe. And this goes back to being text JavaScript. And what is this? Firebase UI. This one's supposed to be Firebase. Back to here. It says uncaught Firebase error. Default app has been created called Firebase initialize app. App compat. So this one has been called, which is okay. But Firebase app compat. Why is this not working? Can just go and yank like Firebase auth code from somewhere else, but I really just want to make this work. Let's see. So throwing more modules at this does not work as expected, but we do have our app initialized here. So let's try to move the Firebase UI code just above this one. So we'll have that here defined in our scope. And then once we have that, we can, after initializing the app, and we can just move this to this module, delete this crap, reformat everything because we can. And now we have our app right here. And what we can also do is, except for importing this, we can also import the auth module. Can we fetch this somehow, please? I'm surprised we cannot just fetch that. Download library. Okay. So that looks maybe better. Firebase app.js. Yeah, so let's download that and download this one. So once we have that, we can maybe yeah, just use the same thing. Can we just now import directly from Firebase, maybe? Let's try that and import from UI and import from auth. Google auth provider. Let's pretend this works. Reload here and we'll see unexpected token exports. So where's that export? Firebase app. So this one won't work as we expect. But do we have Firebase UI? We'll know in a minute. And now Firebase auth. So let's pretend this is supposed to be the app. Does the app have an auth thing? App auth dot. No, just my ID is trying to be nice to me. Okay, so we're stuck debugging this crazy, not important issue. So maybe let's try to figure out how we actually bypass this. Do I have some Firebase UI code lined up somewhere? So maybe in TextQ. Yeah, probably here. And website, server, no, it's gonna be in pages. Auth, pages, client, yep. So what do we have here? We have React Fire. Oh, that's quite rough. And we have Firebase auth here as a front-end library. So sure, let's just do it. Let's just npm install this crap. Yeah. So yarn add Firebase UI. And yarn add Firebase. And we're actually going to use maybe the Firebase SDK in a minute, but let's keep that to later. And once we have that running, let's just move everything back to like sane imports, because this is basically crazy. So here, nothing fancy. Hono HTML, context renderer, nothing interesting. And here also, let's revert everything and start anew. So this one, just delete the cache because we know this breaks the server at the moment. And now, prettier is like breaking everything. So our app get is going to be just the auth page, and let's go with the render. This is going to be render. And we'll see in a minute what we actually want to render. So let's try to import stuff. So I'm thinking Python. Import Firebase auth. Yeah, that's not a thing. From Firebase. We should have Firebase UI. Yeah. Auth and Firebase UI auth. What is this? Okay. Should work. I don't know. And from utils Firebase. Interesting. So I have played myself some hints to how to do stuff. So let's try to just copy that thing. So Firebase helper. And let's replace that with our actual config. And where is our actual config? It's on the Firebase thingy here. So this is our actual config. That's not secret, which is nice. And now we have our auth and everything like sort of initialized. What now? Let's look at the source code again here, because like, develop once, copy everywhere. Firebase. Now back to auth page. How does this look? So here I actually like implemented everything myself. I didn't even use Firebase UI. So this is why I don't want to actually use this. But we do, we are able to maybe, what? Can I just use this? This might just work. No, but it has like a lot of Tailwind and React and like a lot of shit. I don't want to meddle with that at all. Yeah, let's go to Firebase auth UI. So npm Firebase UI save. And let's import these and have them in another file. your so another TypeScript file and auth UI. And from import. How do we actually define a route? Let's see. We just need a function. Yeah, so function that returns a context. What is this context? How does it know what the correct context is? It just infers it from the app itself. So we need to import the app, but the app wants to import us, so that's not going to work. And also it needs to be TSX. Const UI function that returns some TSX. And let's hope that Transpiler understands what we're actually trying to do. So we have our imports and we need to initialize this. So first of all, let's have a body to this function. Oh, and actually this is not exactly correct because we're actually not just serving JSX. We actually need to serve this as proper HTML because we're shipping the script tag to the client. And in this one, and we're gonna have our div, which does everything as we'd expect it to do. And we'd actually want to import this inside our script tag here. This is like, I'm definitely not like what I expect things to look like when we're shipping client code. This kind of sucks. How do we ship this client code, really? Maybe there is a demo of how to do this correctly. Guides. Middleware, React. Maybe just, I don't want React. I just need to understand how to like render proper client code. So this is app TSX. Are we serving this as a static file? How do we serve this? Client. So we have our type. So the client-side implementation. So this is not good. Like I'd want to actually just serve this as a file, really. Like leave me alone with all this crap, really. So export const app type is just the type of app. Amazing. And now we can import our app from within a client. So let's understand how we do actual client stuff. Client. Not RPC, but sure, this is a client. Examples. Basic auth, proxy, JSX. Hono examples. Serve static, JSX SSR, durable objects, bun, blog, source, model, index. Use pretty JSON, that's post, that's just the where is the client code? Really basic. Where's like the honest to God app? This is terrible. I don't want to use Next.js just to serve static assets. Okay, so we have a fav icon. We have an index which is just Hono static serve static. Interesting. So that might just work, serving things as a static app. We have our component layout. We deliver some library here. Page top. So compiler options, really not what I'd expect. So let's actually look how this works just to like be sure. Okay, so here we have nothing like React strict mode, next env, app, document, HTML, main, next script, API, route, and then this one just forwards everything to our Hono app. Is that like the best thing you could do? Like only be mounted to the React app? I'm sure you have like somewhere to like make this work better. This is not nice. So this is just shipping full on React, but I don't want to ship full on React. I just want an HTML page. Routing, presets, Hono request, context, app. Helpers, streaming, jot, factory. Where? Getting started. So, basic. So, from, let's say, pages. Okay, so this one looks a little bit better. Let's actually try to figure out what's going on here and try to make this work. So let's override this one. And now we have like two serving modes. We have source client TS and we have this static. This is in the client mode and this is the server mode. So source client. Let's make ourselves some source client TS file. And let's see what they actually put in the client side. So app get and prod. You can write client-side scripts and import them into your application using Vite's features. If source client is the entry point for the client, simply write in the script tag additionally. Write in the script tag. Okay. Okay, so this is the route. And we'd want to serve that here from the index. So we can just remove all of this shit and source client really does not exist. So let's create that. So client.ts. And here we can probably do all of our fancy imports. So Hono is definitely not like built to be a full stack app, which is quite sad, but import Firebase. Yep. So now we have imported everything that we need to make this kind of work. So this script will run, as far as I understand, here on when we serve the head of this HTML. And the renderer, we want that on, we don't want that actually here, because we don't want to render this in this spot. Oh, interesting. So maybe let's add this to the renderer itself. So this head, which is the fancy stuff, just take that, we go to our renderer, and except for like, maybe let's not override this style sheet. Let's add this to the head tag, add the style sheet right there. We actually don't need, we can maybe postpone the style, doesn't really matter. And the title also can go, and one too many. Yeah, so if it's prod, it's served from static. And do we need to do anything fancier than that? If we go back here, build mode client. So our server is still like the same way. Okay. Now that we have our imports sort of in the right place, let's try to actually mount this. Let's pretend that we have our well, we're gonna do okay, so global this. We don't even have the DOM here, right? Like we don't, it's not aware that this is working with the DOM. So tsconfig and lib DOM. And now window, please. Yeah, window, event listener. Wow, I feel so old in a minute. What is the best way to do this, really? So we have firebase UI, auth UI, const UI, new this shit, and we need to give it our auth. So from import auth from firebase UI helper, from firebase helper. So this looks good. And now UI start on this one. And here in the config, we have our providers. Yeah, that's the thing. We'll be definitely just copying. Sign-in options. Yep. Let's pretend this just should work. If this magically works, I will be so surprised. And let's go back to this one and add. So this does not need to be like full-on HTML here. We just need to say here render div hello world. That's actually nice. Auth maybe, and login. And in our auth auth. We just want to, what is missing here? This one. Div. Come on, help me out. And maybe it works. I will be so surprised. So surprised. Wow. So apparently the screen capture broke for a little while, so yeah, just reset it. So our auth seems to be maybe working. No redirect URL has been found. You must specify a sign-in success URL. Okay, that's all right. I can roll with that. That actually looks like it's working. If we go back to our Firebase auth UI, is it not here? Where did I put it? Heat index. The hell? Here, client code. Okay, so yeah, this crap. So apparently we can serve that. So this works. We just need to put this in an actual script, and we don't need this to do. This is not going to move anywhere, and not this one as well. So we need to say here sign-in success URL. Just yeah, slash is more than enough. If we go back here, we go login and we delete our cookies. Delete this one. Let's refresh. Did it not work? No cookies. Yeah, that's unfortunate. What's going on here in the console? Firebase helper failed to load resource. Aborted. Could not find Firebase UI widget element. And then we go to login and then it says sign in. Awesome. Then we go to an actual login page and we're redirected back. Awesome. And it now says like that it's unhappy because it didn't find this UI element, which I'm okay with for this demo. This has been like way too much time for just trying to send a request. Now that we have that, let's actually try to make this work. So if window location href includes auth, then let's just start this. Now it's supposed to be all right, but only if includes is the right thing. Returns true if the search string appears as a substring of the result of converting the object to a string. But why would you convert the object to a string if it's not a string? Wow. JavaScript is amazing. So now we refresh, nothing happens. We go here, the Firebase UI is started. Awesome. Okay, so front end aside, let's try to make this actually work. And we can actually put all of this client code here in the Firebase helper because we don't need that. We don't need to import this crap. We can move the import here. And this is all Firebase. And now from import app from Firebase helper. Awesome. And now, so here we have an actual app which is fully initialized and we are maybe authenticated. It says that this is broken and it is correct to say so. And actually, let's also import the auth because we want that. And just to be sure, we can also import type. And now we can go with app. Oh, we don't need this one. App type from index. So const client. So this is our HTTP client. This is going to be Hono client. Let's see. Best practices. Yes. Where was that? Hono stack. New Hono app type. Handle app API. That's not it. We want the app type, but not here. RPC. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, so from Hono client. So yeah, that's the one we'd want. And this one. We have our app type. App type refers to a value. So that's not true. That's one we'd actually want. Type of app type? That's not true. Oh, export type. And this is supposed to be type of. Is that true? Yeah, type of route. Awesome. So we have our client and we need to also say window location href. Is it just location? No, it's probably like the host. Yeah, let's just go with that. And what else do we need to initialize this with? Nothing. So let's try to actually client dot well, do we have some route here? App post live. Actually, let's just do get authenticated. No overloads match this call. Well, because return C render, no render, that's actually going to be JSON. And here we have our authenticated, and we'll see in a minute. So client, then we go client dot the URL itself, right? Let's go over here, client dot something here is broken. First of all, this is getting optimized away, which is kind of sad. We'd actually want this to be served correctly. So let's just have auth here, just so firebase helper. Again, not working correctly. 404. Okay, now it's somehow working. Home, login. Okay, working. Just needs to be not optimized away. So we need to do something with this auth. We are definitely going to do that in a minute. So client. So this is supposed to just work, right? I'm not missing anything fancy here. This is an Hono app, and we are actually, let's see. RPC, again, let's just go with this. So app post route, const route, interesting. So that's our route. That's not JSON T. All you need to do on the server side is to write a validator, change it from JSON to JSON T, and prepare a variable route. Okay, so apparently I have not read the docs. So const route, sure, why not? And let's go with JSON T. Then our type is gonna be the type of route. And then our client is going to be authenticated, and then we can get, ooh, that's awesome. And here on this $get, what do we need to do? So unresolved method, but you just auto-completed this to be authenticated. Do we need to? So args, then authenticated. Yeah, so TypeScript isn't really my friend here, which is kind of sad. It's almost my friend, but not quite. So client path method, form, headers. So in our get request, we do nothing, and then we say that, and then we send headers. So it's almost doing the thing, but not quite. And then our user, we console log our maybe user. And let's now go to our actual route here. And let's try to make this work. So let's go back to this one. So it says Z validators, then it says form, Z object, blah, 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 blah. But I don't want a validator. I just want to return a pseudo type at this point. I just want to say works. So maybe let's try to do that. So here, let's import auth from firebase admin. Let's actually, and npm yarn install firebase admin. Is that not node firebase? I see, so it's probably just a typo, right? Typo is with my commands. Actually, maybe let's try to validate the jot without Firebase admin. Let's actually try the Hono thing. So we have our jot here. So let's try to just import this. And here on the authenticated route, we just say app use on authenticated jot, and we probably need to do something in the lines of adding this secret here. But this secret is actually going to be secret, so import meta, and then it's going to be not vt jot secret, but jot secret. And by the way, let's see how they handle env variables. Actually, let's just go with process env. Like let's be more node-ish. Process env jot secret. Yeah, this is going to fail spectacularly at some point. And this jot secret, let's go with creating it here. So file.env and jot secret equals to, and let's go to Firebase. Continue to console. Build authentication. And now sign-in methods settings. Authorize domain, sign up quota, user actions, no. Only could remember where things are. Admin, remote config, function storage, extensions, app time. Maybe it's Firebase validate jot. Verify ID tokens. Yeah, so I want to access the private key, service account private key. So these are signed with the service account private key. Web get ID token, verify token, so token ID. But please just let me know like what's the secret that I need to use. Validate Firebase token. So fetch service account, secret, audience, coded payload, verify Firebase jot. So public key, decoded token. Oh, so I don't need to sign the JOT, I just need to verify the JOT. So I don't need the secret, I just need the public key of, well, Google, probably. Yeah, okay, so that's Google's certificate. That's good. And because Google signs the JOT, we just need to verify that. So auth middleware provides authentication by verifying tokens with JOT authorization header or cookie value specified by the cookie option. So a value of your secret key, but I don't need the secret key because I just need to. Okay, so if we go to jot.io and we take my actual token from here. So let's actually do I have auth maybe? App import. Oh, did I break everything? I did. So back to trying to figure out how to do stuff. Fetch cannot load URL authenticated because localhost is not supported. Okay, we'll figure out that thing in a minute. Network. Let's fetch our thingy here. Oh, but actually, let's actually try to do this. Let's just console log my token because, well, it's a good way to copy it over. So, set timeout, callback, log, token, yeah, looks good. And yeah, we'll give it one second to lock the token, and then we'll have our promise apparently. But it is fulfilled, and we have our value probably. So this needs to be an async function, and then we can await this, and now everything should magically work. There you have it, folks. I'm gonna revoke this token in a minute, so that's not going to be very useful to you. But we can now paste this in, or can we? It's without the token, because apparently that only breaks us. So and why can't we just have nice things? Token. Copy string contents. Thank you. And paste. Okay, so this is SHA-256, and then this is the public key of, okay, so that's the part of Google that needs to be here, and that needs to be a private key. Yeah, this didn't copy the correct thing, so, or maybe it did copy. Wait, Why does it have 2 certificates? So do we know the issuing authority or something like that? So auth time, subject, audience, issuer, secure token, hello Hono. And then we go to this one. It looks like the same. No, it's not the same certificate. So let's try one of them. If that doesn't work, we'll just do the other one. So this one, public key certificate in SHA-WK string format. So we actually maybe want to copy everything and private key in PKCS. So we need another thing, which is maybe our service account secret. Let's go to find that one. This is taking a while. Build release monitor, probably here. Project settings, service accounts. And we have our admin SDK. So generate a new private key. Firebase project services, keep it confidential, never store it in a public repository. Generate key. Yep, and we're gonna save that. We're gonna copy, actually MV downloads JSON. Staging. That's gonna be here in Firebase service account.json, and yeah, so this is our private key. Private key ID. Hopefully this won't be like this will be invalidated by the end of by the time you watch this video, but you can try to copy this private key and test it on yourself. So let's see, private key in PKCS. Okay, so first of all, I know exactly which certificate do I need. This one, awesome. And our secret, let's try this one, and if that won't work, then we'll try to paste the other thing. And it says, please paste the token. What? Header token. So this one is base URL encode, payload, and how do I know this actually works? Invalid signature. Okay, so let's try if we just smash everything here. So no, this is still not working. Just the private key, just like that. Yeah, the backslash ends is going to be a problem. So let's fix that with pasting here. Copy of this exact string and let's paste that in. Valid signature. Maybe Let's figure it out. Manually verifying Firebase tokens. Verifying Firebase auth tokens manually. So we have our Hono Firebase. So apparently there is a Firebase middleware just for Firebase auth specifically. If that is the case, then this is quite useful because we're not going to need to do anything fancy probably. So let's just remove this one and figure out Firebase auth. I definitely seen the string Firebase here. So Firebase. Getting started. Yeah, so here we are in getting started. And we have no Firebase auth here. Others. Hono Firebase auth. Third-party middleware. Firebase auth. Woo! Okay, so module worker syntax. So we have an import which looks fine up to just installing it. So let's run this one in the background. And now config project ID. So our project ID comes from this one. Oh, hello Hono. We have actually secured a proper unique ID. Who knew? And oh, not in the client side though. Let's do that in our app, in our server. So that's the one. I know this is like kind of sloppy writing, but well, you're gonna have to excuse me. Bindings. So verify Firebase auth env. That's it. We just say this. If that's the only thing that we need to do, this is going to be amazing. So apparently ID token and then return C JSON ID token. And now here we need to do this because that's not true. We're gonna need to do something like HTTP / localhost. This is probably just on the same port, so let's just use, what is this? 5174. And let's bring our dev server back. And this is broken again. Amazing. Why is this broken? And it says require Firebase auth Cloudflare workers. And that package may have incorrect main module exports classified. Okay. So so this require thing. when evaluating SSR, module string, source index TSX, import Hono, firebase auth, dist index.js, reference error exports is not defined. Exports. Looks like we need to transpile this. This is some for some reason this was written in CommonJS, even though it's like a modern package, but we'll figure it out in a minute. So what do we have here that we need to do? Third-party middleware. Into firebase auth. Found ourselves here. And service worker syntax. Oh, interesting. So that's interesting. Authorization header key. Default is authorization. Okay, so first of all, apparently, yeah, we are there. I'm not sure we actually want to do that, but we'll see if we need to make this work. Store initializer, author code hex. Let's go here and actually see how did they build this. Zero dependencies, firebase auth library on Cloudflare workers. Substandard API, ZTF8, firebase auth emulator. So here we have our bindings, our verified JOT. And our Wrangler Toml bindings, public JOT cache. We don't need that, or do we? Service worker syntax, install. So let's try to actually run this and see what's going on. So yarn add this, no I needed. A bit slow, but why do we have package block JSON? I see. So what effed this up is the fact that when I ran this installation from my IDE, it didn't use yarn. It used npm. So let's actually add this one again. Where is this? Where is it? Here on the index file, we'd want our firebase auth actually added. Probably here in the package JSON at this point. It is. Yep, there it is. Awesome. Okay, so now that everything is installed through the one package manager and like nothing crazy is going on, maybe it should just work. Require. Why is it requiring? Why are you not importing? God damn it. I really hate JavaScript. Yeah, so I've done this. I've added the project string. I've added the bindings. I've added this one. I don't need to do anything else as far as I understand here. Which is used. This one, currently only Cloud for Workers are officially supported. However, this may work in other environments as well. So please let us know if an issue, if it works. Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely not like working natively, which is kind of sad. So no jot secrets, so this isn't interesting. So verify firebase auth. This one. Then we have get firebase token, which might return the token or null. Bundle. The package may have incorrect main module exports specified in its package JSON. Yeah, but you can also like make it work, can't you, Vite? Step pre-bundle. What happens if we go with yarn build breaks? So also not in pre-building, but common JS resolver. Build resolve entry for firebase auth cloud for workers. The package may have incorrect. Yeah, we're gonna bet that and we're gonna see type module, right? Type module. No module. Oh, but it does have module MJS. So if we, instead of importing this way, we go for dist index dot mjs. Does this exist? No, it does not. Object defined property exports, but it does not actually have that. So saddening. Middleware here. So firebase auth. What is this? Socket dev. Firebase auth. Source. Package JSON source index. This should do not a lot, probably, because it only imports stuff. So we can actually try to steal this module because, well, we can just do that. Let's try to copy this to our thing and just let's try to bypass this crappy code. So source, firebase auth, middleware, just import everything, and we just use our own firebase auth middleware. Now we try to set up the dev server. This still doesn't work because triggered by this import. So this one on resolve. And it says the package may have a module package. Okay, so this one is the broken one, apparently. Which one is it? Firebase auth, Cloudflare workers. So yarn add resolving thinking, everything looks all right. Yarn install. And if we don't want the KV cache, we just want this to work. Verify Firebase auth cached public key. Do we go one level deeper? I'm gonna actually maybe say if we've got this deep and we still don't have like a proper solution, then that means that this solution is not quite ready to be. I won't use this in a production environment, but we can still go for fun. But maybe we'll do that in the next video because, well, I'm kind of out of time and it looks like we haven't gotten a lot further into this task. So see you in the next one. Bye.